Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna share my top 5 favorite concealers of the year 2025. I've got 5 options with me right here which I use a lot in this year and I absolutely loved all these 5 concealers. So I'm gonna break each of these down in this video. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. The Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. I've got this in the shade Caramel. This is a concealer which has been reformulated. So the formula definitely feels a lot more different than what it used to be because I did not like the older formula at all. I never really used it. It was way too thick, very hard to blend on the skin and looked very much cakey. But this new one is a lot more different because it's a very lightweight formulation and yet has that medium to high coverage. Blends out pretty well on the under eyes and it doesn't feel or look heavy or cakey on the under eyes, which I absolutely love. It does crease, but if you set it well, it's a very beautiful long wearing concealer. I do have these under eye bags and it's very difficult if I don't use the right concealer. Especially I need a very heavy duty concealer to conceal those under eye bags, make it look more smoother, and this concealer really takes care of it beautifully. It's priced very affordably as well, which I absolutely love. The only thing which I don't like about this concealer is the applicator because it's a very messy packaging. If you use it regularly, it gets super messy and already it's starting to look messy, and also it's a slightly unhygienic packaging because the sponge is gonna accumulate a lot of bacteria over time. So not my favorite kind of packaging, but the product is really beautiful. Next, I've got the Typsy Beauty Hangover Proof Full Coverage Concealer. I have the shade Brandy. I also have 2 more shades which is slightly deeper, which I use to conceal and color correct at the same time, which is Dark Rum, and another deeper shade to contour my face, which works beautifully to add that bronzy depth to my skin tone. But this one is the shade Brandy, which I use the most, which helps in brightening as well as concealing my under eyes so beautifully. Now this again is a very lightweight yet a full coverage formulation, which I absolutely love. Feels like second skin, very comfortable, very long wearing, very easy to blend. So even if you're a beginner, it's gonna be a perfect concealer to have. Sometimes it requires 2 layers for me to cover my under eye bags, but I really don't mind it because it's a very lightweight formulation. It lasts pretty well if you set it properly with the powder. If you're a person who likes to set your concealer in a very light way, this may crease, but if you set it well and sort of bake it, it remains there and is very long wearing and comfortable throughout the day. No one really talks about this concealer much, but I absolutely love it. It's a very good formulation coming from Typsy Beauty. Then I have the Makeup Revolution IRL Filter Concealer, and this was my absolute go-to in the first half of the year when it came to concealing and very long wearing on my very oily skin. This is such a beautiful filter-like concealer. It's very lightweight, has a natural matte finish and very high in coverage as well. Even if you layer it a lot, it doesn't look cakey at all, which I absolutely love about this concealer, and really looks like a filter on the skin. It's so beautiful. This is the shade C13.2, which unfortunately has been out of stock for the longest time, but this is a beautiful concealing and color correcting concealer shade for my skin tone. It's so smooth on the skin and makes my skin look very refined, very long wearing on my oily skin as well. Pretty affordable, but the shade range is not great. This is the deepest shade that they have. I also wanted another shade to slightly brighten my skin tone because this is ever so slightly darker to my skin tone, but that shade turned out to be a much lighter one and it looks very artificial if I try to brighten it. So there is definitely a jump between the shades, and this has been out of stock for the longest time. So it's kind of worrying me a little because this is a beautiful concealer for sure. Then I have the Mars Cancel Concealer, a very affordable and a very high performance concealer in my opinion. This is the shade 07, which I have used a lot. I am almost down to less than even half of this concealer. That's how much I've used this. That's because it's a very well performing concealer on any skin type, I believe. I have an extremely oily skin type. It works out so beautifully, but I have seen other people also with different skin types really like this concealer. That's because it's a high coverage concealer with a very long wearing finish. It may seem a little bit thick when you apply it, but once you blend it out, it feels comfortable and pretty lightweight on the skin. It doesn't crease too much. Set it with a nice lightweight loose powder as soon as you are done with blending on the under eyes, and that way the concealer just gets locked in place and it doesn't budge throughout the day, which really blows my mind. Mars always nails it with the quality of their product and also the pricing at the same time. So that's the reason they always nail it with their product launches, and this is one such product. There is also another deeper shade which is 08, which I use all the time to sort of conceal and color correct the pigmentation on the skin, which also works out pretty well. This is a total must have for all you affordable beauty lovers out there because it's so good. At number 1 is my Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. Yeah, it's such a mouthful, but this one is in the shade Mocha. I used to use the shade Butterscotch earlier. That one I got it with my own money, but this one was sent to me in a PR by Too Faced, and I found this shade to be a much better shade to conceal, correct, brighten all at the same time. I really don't know how the shade manages to do all these 3 things, but it does. Now this concealer is very high in performance. I know this is a high-end concealer, but totally worth splurging your money if you're thinking of investing in a high-end concealer. Works on all skin types, blends beautifully, a very lightweight formulation, and sets to a matte finish on the skin. Doesn't really crease that much, and once it's set, it is set. It's not going anywhere. Very high in coverage, so it really makes this whole entire part of my under eye look absolutely doll-like and poreless, and my skin looks unreal. I can even do a full face using this concealer alone. It's that potent, that long wearing, and that incredible, and the finish is unbeatable. I absolutely love the Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation as well, which is a very similar formulation to this one, which is a slightly thinner formulation than this one. So both of these products from Too Faced are my top favorites, and the Born This Way liquid concealer is an absolute go-to foolproof concealer, which I loved in the year 2025 for sure. So those are my top 5 favorite concealers of the year 2025. I've only reached out to all these 5 concealers whenever I have created looks or shot for Instagram or something like that, or even while going out somewhere for dates and run errands, etc. So I really wanted to mention these amazing products to you guys as well. The links to all these 5 concealers will be mentioned in the description box as usual. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video and found it useful and helpful. If you did, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up, comment, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Also follow me on my Instagram. I'll put the link in the description box. This is it. Take care of yourselves, and I shall see you guys soon in my next one. Bye.